Mr. Treasurer, with the travel outside of also welcome. My district secretary, Assistant Governor Valentine, you are also welcome, sir. Yes, we will be kicking off our program right away. I want to call on my district secretary to please introduce the district governor so that the district governor can call to mother. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. First, let me list that the one person that we have directing all the students from between 911, both in Lagos State and the state. Also, I would like to appreciate our distinguished guests, our speakers in the house. For those that have come a bit earlier to this program, I want to apologize if the meeting is starting a bit late. And also to the coordinators. I don't want to take much of your time because we're already far behind time. To briefly introduce our irresistible and we call them pioneer award in district of. So for many of our guests here, part of it to make it real. I promise when I come back, when the meeting has started, I'll be proper reports. So I won't keep us again with it. Now, before I do this, I'd like you to join me as we put out there the district government. The district government is saying, come in and give you. Thank you very much. You'll have a seat. Thank you. The profile of our district governor, Rotary Oluwole, district governor of District 911. Oluwole is a medical practitioner. He has medical training at the University of Ibadan Medical School, where he graduated in 1980. Imagine the best student in psychiatry and getting the Honorable Sunday Objective Prize, the best student in the surgery. He had ultrasound training at King's College Hospital in London and Thomas Jefferson University Institute of Nuclear Affairs in the United States of America. He had a certificate of achievement, King's College London Internet of Things, and certificate of completion from our business school on online sustainable business strategy. He's the owner of one of the biggest hospitals in the States, with over 200 employees. The name of the clinic is called Ace Medical Care Clinic in Malta. It was given a special recognition award in 2012 by Providence University in Malta, the state, for promoting human capacity development in medicine and community living service. In 2018, it was presented to keep the city of the capital of Professor Adeyemi Obalanjo. Oluwole is a member of Rotary Club of Water, one of the foremost clubs in our district. Our district governor is a level 2 major donor, also his wife is also level 2 major donor, meaning that he has contributed over $50,000 to the Rotary Foundation. Please now put that to that. Our district governor is married to the love of the flag. Reverend Mrs. Olushola, with the family blessed with 4 kids. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I present to all testimony our district governor, investment of Rotary, Dr. Oluwole Olujide Ukoro. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, District Executive Secretary.
I recognize my past district governor with all respect, PDG, Richard Sari, so coming now. Thank you very much. I recognize all the residents that are here. More importantly, I recognize all our resource persons and all our guests that are here today. We are formally call this gathering to order. Shall we rise as we sing the Rotary Grace? It's projected on the screen there. Oh Lord, for the provision of raw materials, that is our prayer. Anytime we have any official function, that is what we use to bring God. Once again, I recognize all our district leaders that are here. I recognize resource persons who are taking us through various aspects of the theme today. I recognize all members of the district, especially the media team. And I want to welcome you to this occasion. Let me also recognize the chairman of the Youth Protection Youth Committee, the entity. Thank you very much for putting this together. All members of your committee, and of course, the resource for your committee, Assistant Senior. Thank you very much. Once again, my PDG, thank you for being part of this. Although we are dealing with youth activities, we still need the wisdom of the elders, isn't it? Thank you very much. This is why your presence here is very, very, very good. You might be wondering, why are we discussing this? Let me tell you that Rotary International takes issues of youth very, very seriously. And I want to quote what Rotary International tells us to do. To the best of their ability, Rotarian other volunteers must save young people with whom they come into contact. That is the basis of this committee and the basis of what we are doing today. The theme of today's activity is exposition on youth protection, abuse, and harassment. From what I read from Rotary International, it's obvious that abuse and harassment can come in various forms. Might be physical, might be sexual, might be important. The other aspects of harassment we will get to know as we go along. We have experts in various aspects of this theme that both in and outside of government will be taking us through these very important issues. And once again, chairman of this occasion, chairman of this committee, thank you for choosing the right persons to handle. Here will be created and informed of youth protection, abuse and harassment, so that we'll be able to use all these things as tools as we handle the youth in various aspects of Rotary life, be you in Rwanda, be you in Interact, in Rotarkids, and every other activity that involves youth. Yes, we are talking about youth, but the same thing also applies to us as adults. We should also guard against harassment of youth. And it is everyone of us today from wants to thank you for coming. The secretary has apologized for this that will ensure that we once again can welcome everyone. Thank you very much.
This is Mr. Governor. Thank you, Mr. Governor. I'm a success. Thank you very much, my irresistible magic, Mr. Governor. I do value the levels of the community because it's in our Mr. Governor. Yes. Small people, my I want to listen that there's a small people. Yes, and without wasting much of our time, I will put it on to myself. The levels on the phone text. For those who are not aware of this, holiness is our blame, and it is our guiding force. My district my irresistible district governor, Mr. Governor in the office, the irresistible presidents, I recognize you. Once again, I have rotated in Simon at one. I have rotated us in progress. Progress. Before we get to the case, take say or do. Then about progress is still the truth. Then about two is still fair to help us. Then about three, we need to and then our question. And the last, on our whole parents, we will take care of the workers. Thank you very much. I will just tell the president of parents, to visit us on offline approach.
Irresistible District Governor, on past fellow Rotarians get conflict. The object of Rotary. The object of Rotary is to foster and encourage the idea of service as a basis of bonding enterprise, and in particular to encourage and foster one, the development of our patents as an opportunity for service. Two, high-level standards in business and profession, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupation, and the unifying of each reference occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Three, the application of the ideal of service in each reference personal, business, and community life. Four, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill and peace through the World Fellowship of Business and National Justice, united in their being of sense. Thank you.
This was that is what I heard. The object of worship. These introductions of our dignitaries. My district governor permits me to introduce our guest. First and foremost, I will start with the district governor itself. The irresistible district governor, Dr. Oluwale, I recognize you, district governor. Next time, we give our district governor a round of applause. I recognize past district governor Osaki. The district treasurer, you are highly recognized. That is what we are at the time as that. Fellow parents, permit me to recognize the president and honorable member of Lagos State House of Assembly, the president of the Honorable Said. Honorable Said, the chairman of the Finance. Thank you very much, Honorable Officer. Now, please, you have to step out, please. Please come to the you are part of our mission. If you have applause to another place, please stay out of that. I want to thank you for taking your time today because he has told us we started at the place with the government and then good for others in this program. So we're going to do that. I need to recognize the representative of the second House of Assembly member, which is the president of Honorable Mohamed Soni, is able to represented by Mr. Kege Alade. You are most welcome. We have the 6 hours. I welcome the representative of the Assembly Chairman of Odumodu Agodi, Honorable Olusola Ajala, able represented by the Vice Chairman himself, and that is Honorable Oluwaseyi Jacob. Representing the Honorable Commissioner for Social Development. Representing the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Social Development. I welcome the Director of Youth Development, the person of Mr. Saka Abdulati. You are most welcome. I also welcome the representative of the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology of the state. And because that's Professor Anila Adelaja, represented by colleagues who elect the honorary. You are recognized, sir. Permit me to recognize the representative of the Commissioner of Police, Lagos Command, and that is I don't know what that's about. That is the Mr. Paul from Capo. You are going to come, please, you are and it's not a step of us. Our Assistant Commissioner of Police, please, a lot of applause, please. A lot of applause. Thank you very much, my staff. Yes, I also want to recognize Mr. Abdullah Obi. You are also welcome, sir. He is representing Creative Edge Communication Character People and Career Initiative. You are most welcome, sir. I recognize past President Alhaji Idowu. He is a past president for which especially I want to be sentimental. I want to recognize my captain. That is a irresistible captain. This is the irresistible represents you are welcome. The youth service chairs you are also welcome. One of the chairman right of the team, that is the assistant of Areze. Areze, you are most welcome. Our resource person, I recognize you, and that is past president. After that, you are almost welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting to start it now. Yes, I also want to go to the program, the representative of the Commissioner for Youth and Social Development. The director of this youth development, please step out, please. We are not going to discuss it. Thank you very much. And the last but not the least. Permit my brothers, please. My color congress, Okileye Olamo TV, is also part of the discussants. Please step out to the table, please. Thank you very much. Permit me to only invite the vice chairman to come and sit beside our district governor. My vice chairman, please. Can you come and sit beside our district governor? Give a round of applause for it. Yes, fellow Indians, ladies and gentlemen, I will honor the chairman of the committee, Youth Protection Against and Harassment, in person of past presidents, the unity to open the value of progress. Thank you.
My district governor, Dr. Oluwole Kukoyi. Our district governor nominee is not yet on seat, but I recognize him in absentia, depending when he will be here. Our district governor, our past district governor, here present. Thank you, sir. District leaders, I welcome you all. May I be permitted to recognize the honorable member of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Femi Said, and also Honorable Babatunde Sani. You are very much welcome. My special recognition to Honorable Abdul Ahmed Salah, the Deputy Chairman, Shikobi Local Government. Thank you very much. Representative of the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Social Development, Lagos State. You're welcome. Honorable State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Ogun State, represented by the Director of State School Sports. Also the State Vice Chairman of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, Ogun State Branch, the Chairman of Nigeria School Sports Federation, NSFF, in Southwest, Comrade Okeleye Olarotimi. You're welcome, sir. Mr. Olumuyiwa Ogiyomi of Creative Edge Communication and Character Before Career Initiative. You're very much welcome, sir. My irrespectable residents that are here, thank you very much for coming. The Chairman of Youth Service, Lieutenant Tunde Olaniyan. Chairman of Raila, AG, Azul, and very much welcome, sir. The Chairman of Interact, Past President Fatima Hassan, and all other chairmen of committees here present, fellow Rotarians, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Youth are our future. Let us protect them. With pleasure and honor, I stand with the passion and vision of our pioneer and irresistible Magic District Governor, Dr. Oluwole Kukoyi, on youth protection, abuse, and harassment. As a mother and a leader, with sentiments, I canvass the total eradication of abuse and harassment and abuse. The mechanism to avoid such abuses or harassment is a joint responsibility of all of us here this afternoon. Harassment will be in form of maltreatment, intimidation, while abuse will be emotional abuse, psychological abuse, etc. All these are killing factors of the future of our youth. Let us all say no now, and let us all speak for ways and means to protect our children. And of course, they are the ones we refer to as youth. The Rotary International Organization has done a lot of work in this respect, and the part of the Youth Protection Abuse and Harassment Committee, which has been given a special recognition to foster the development of our youth through practical and calculated policies that will enhance their future. On this note, I welcome our participants at today's seminar, and indeed all stakeholders in this hall. As we settle down to discuss the way forward, I encourage us all to listen to both sharing of opinions and knowledge of the topic of our seminar today: exposition on youth protection, abuse, and harassment. My special thanks to my committee members, PP Olawale Anolini, PP Santa Joseph, PP Olushola Sayi, PP Olaide Odede, Lieutenant Flora Eboibe, CP Prince Taiwo Akanimodo, the committee resource person, Past President Sida Abdallah, and the district secretary, A.G. Valentine Shomoye, for their support so far. Thank you very much.
Yes, a round of applause for my politician, please. She said the sentiments as a mother and as a leader, she's here with the view and the partner of our district governor. Our youth are vision and the modern. That is a wonderful one. Another round of applause for please. We are going to get another. Even though I think you have spoken there alone, you only give me speech. I would also want to recognize the past sort of staff to the robust district dialogue. That is part of the executive of your. But also the sister. Welcome. Fellow veterans, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently the district governor to give us his key orders by leading the state to talk, sir. Thank you very much, my dear. Please,
thank you very much, CP. I'm happy the audience is getting better now. Thanks to time. My past district governor once again, all distributors. My captain, where's the captain of my president? Yes, I just said that all the irresistible president here. Thank you very much for coming, all committee members. I'm particularly impressed by all our resource persons, both in government and the outside of government that are here. As the chair of this committee, protection of youth is not just the responsibility of that committee, but all of us that are here. And I've alluded to the importance that the Rotary International gives to issues that affect youth. In the Rotary world, youth are in various commissions. We have them internals, we have them in Rotaries, we have them in RALA, which is some convention for the district. Sunday, we are going to kickstart the RALA 2024. And the importance of this gathering cannot be overemphasized. We are gathering together about 400 youth, and they are responsibility. As soon as they come to that camp, they become our responsibility. And we need to take all of these things into consideration so that we can protect them. We have said that abuse and harassment can come in various forms. Either by the way we talk to them or speak with them, even by the way we look at them, the verbal and non-verbal communication, the way we look at them
may also be a form of harassment. So we always realize that. And the way we talk to them, especially, can be a form of abuse or harassment. So we need to take note of each and every one of these things, so that in our relationship and our interaction with them, in our conversation with them, we do not go against all these policies. I'm particularly happy that the representative of the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State is there, the person of the ACP Okafor. I want to thank you for the partnership that Rotary has with the police. I can recall that at my installation, district government, the Inspector General of Police, through the Commissioner of Police Lagos State, made the present spread at the installation ceremony. I want to express through you appreciation to the Commissioner of Police for that honor that you've done. I also want to thank members of the House of Assembly that are here and members of the Lagos State and Ogun State government. We really, really appreciate this partnership, and together, as we work to protect our youth, we have realized that not just one arm of government, it's necessary for indeed all arms of government. We appreciate your presence. I can imagine the kind of information and knowledge that you are able to release to all the participants today, and I just want to thank you in anticipation of such information. I want to thank other members of the public that are here, representatives of various societal organizations. We want to thank you for coming. And this is just an expression that this work of protecting our youth is one that involves each and every one of us. We need to protect the youth because they are our future, and nothing is too much to invest in this process of protecting the youth. Once again, I welcome you to this gathering as we get steps to get the real information facts from all the resources. Thank you very much.
Please stay down on applause. Where I please speak up. Dr. Abu, thank you very much for your people's advice. Thank you very much. One of the people was talking, I was called behind the back, behind the scene, and my irresistible colleagues told me I did not call the clubs individually. So looking back, this way to recognize my president again, my captain, who is from a Rotary Club of Almond Road. I recognize the university president of Rotary Club of Pantara, the university president, Adonis Elisano of the professor, the university president for Rotary Club of Southern Town, the university president of Rotary Club of Very Large, the university president of Rotary Club of Very Large Showers. And the university president of Rotary Club of Waters. That would be more about. My duty, even if I recognize this level, I still have to go to the first. So I need to go to the first one. We're capacity. Thank you very much. Yes, all of this is funny. Yeah, we are getting better. One of the people studying the assistant of police will start something into the head. You will quickly go to go to and meeting with somebody command security meeting like you told me, and include because of the commissioner of police athletics to us. And part of it is to let us know that the hospital said to be a stable. a fight against abuse and harassment of our youth. Please, that's the kind of person, this kind of change. So, I'm like to say that the use of the government is like so so the system extra police for example, for this doesn't be serious also from the youth. Why the importance of technology?
Okay, all. I stand on behalf of the Commission of Police, Lagos Police Command. CA Fire Mustafa Adegoke, MNI, PSC, for the exigency of institute. We're having a meeting at the moment. Just respond to me as the area commander area health, but I should quickly come and represent him. He wanted to be here because it's awesome to be in the presence of Victorians like you. And then we have prepared notes that I should present to you, titled Youth Protection, Abuse and Harassment. And then I want to start by saying good day to rich guests, esteemed colleagues, officers, community leaders, representatives of the non-governmental organization, and our dear youths who are the heart of today's discussion. I am CP Fayode Adegoke Mustafa MNI, Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Police Command. It is an honor to stand before you today as we gather to address a matter of critical importance, not just to our law enforcement community, but to every citizen of Lagos State. The protection of our youth from abuse and harassment. The youth represent the future of our society. They are the backbone of our communities, the driving force of our economy, and the stewards of our culture and values. As such, their well-being is a matter of utmost priority. However, our youth face numerous challenges, including various forms of abuse and harassment that threaten not only their physical and emotional health, but also their future prospects. These challenges are not an isolated incident. They reflect broader societal issues that require immediate and sustained action. As a Commissioner of Police, it is my responsibility, along with my colleagues in law enforcement, to ensure that every young person in Lagos State is protected from harm. We must create an environment where they feel safe, supported, and empowered to reach their full potential. The police force, not an enforcer of the law, but also a protector of rights. This dual role places us at the forefront of the battle against youth abuse and harassment, making it imperative that we approach this issue with the seriousness and dedication it deserves. Today, I intend to outline our comprehensive approach to the protection in Lagos. We will explore the various forms of abuse and harassment our youth face, discuss the underlying factors that contribute to their vulnerability, and detail the proactive measures we are taking to safeguard their future. This is not just a speech, it's a call to action for all of us law enforcement, community leaders, parents, educators, and the youth themselves. Together, we must commit to creating a safe and supportive environment for our young people, free from the threats of abuse and harassment. Background. In our increasing interconnected world, protecting young people from abuse and harassment has become a crucial global priority. The threats facing youth are diverse and constantly evolving, encompassing not only physical and emotional abuse, but also online exploitation. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, approximately 1 in 4 children aged 2 to 4 years old experience some form of violent discipline, such as physical punishment and psychological aggression in 2022. Additionally, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, revealed that about 1 in 3 adults aged 15 to 17 reported experiencing physical violence in past years. These statistics highlight the widespread nature of abuse and urgent need for effective protective measures. The rise of digital technology has also introduced new challenges. The International Telecommunication Union, ITU, reports that nearly 1 in 5 children and adolescents have faced online harassment, including cyberbullying and online grooming. The expansion of social media platforms has exacerbated these risks, with young people frequently encountering harmful content and predatory behaviors in digital spaces. Moreover, sexual abuse remains a grave concern. The Global Partnership to End Violence Against Children notes that 1 in 10 girls aged 15 to 19 years have experienced forced sexual activity. Additionally, the International Center for Missing and Exploited Children, ICMEC, highlights a disturbing increase in child sexual abuse material online, which heightens the risk of exploitation. The impact of abuse extends beyond immediate physical harm, affecting mental health significantly. Research published in the Lancet Psychiatry in 2023 indicates that childhood abuse is strongly associated with long-term mental health issues, including depression and anxiety. These effects can persist into adulthood, profoundly impacting individuals' overall well-being and quality of life. In response to this, various international, national, even law enforcement initiatives aim to address these challenges. In Nigeria, the situation is not different. Youth vulnerability is in the country is a multifaceted issue influenced by economic struggles, social pressures, and the challenges posed by technology. This vulnerability affects individuals aged 15 to 35 years. A demographic upturn, a risk due to transitional life stages, and the pressure of emerging adulthood. Economic instability is a significant contributor to youth vulnerability. High unemployment rates and limited job opportunities creates an environment where young people are more susceptible to exploitation and abuse. The KPMG Global Economic Outlook reported that the Nigerian unemployment rate increased to 37.7% in 2022 and will further rise to 40.6% due to the continuing inflow of job seekers into the job market. The economic hardship often leads to increased risk of being coerced into illegal activities and being subjected to abusive labor practices. Furthermore, poverty limits access to education and social care, leaving youth in precarious situations where they are more vulnerable to abuse. Social dynamics also play a crucial role in youth vulnerability. Peer pressure, lack of awareness about rights and societal expectations can lead young people into harmful situations. For instance, bullying and harassment in schools and communities often stems from social norms and expectations. Research by the Nigerian Youth Parliament indicates that nearly 30% of youths have experienced some form of bullying, which can have severe psychological and emotional impacts. While the internet offers opportunities for education and social connection, it also exposes young people to cyberbullying, online predators, and exposure to inappropriate content. Data from National Communication Commission reveals that over 50% of Nigerian youth have encountered some form of online harassment. The anonymity of the internet can embolden perpetrators and make it challenging to track and address these issues effectively. Forms of abuse and harassment. The protection of youth in Lagos State requires a thorough understanding of the various forms of abuse and harassment they face. These issues manifest in several significant ways, each carrying unique impact on the well-being and development of young people. Physical abuse. Physical abuse is one of the most visible and severe forms of maltreatment. It includes acts of violence, such as beating, and any form of physical assault that causes harm to a young person. In Lagos State, there are alarming reports of physical abuse occurring about both within domestic settings and in public spaces. Cases of domestic violence often involve abusive parents or guardians, while street violence may arise from gang activities or conflicts. Such abuses not only inflict immediate injury, but can also have long-term psychological effects, affecting a youth's overall health and sense of safety. Emotional and psychological abuse. This is less visible, but equally damaging. This form of abuse encompasses verbal harassment, bullying, and intimidation that undermine a youth's self-esteem and mental health. Instances of emotional abuse can be found in various settings, including schools, where bullying may occur among peers, and at home, where verbal insult or neglect are prevalent. The rise of cyberbullying facilitated by social media platforms exacerbates this issue, allowing perpetrators to target and harass victims anonymously and persistently. The effect of emotional abuse can lead to significant mental health issues, such as anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem or self-worth. Sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is a grave concern and includes any form of sexual exploitation or assault. This can involve rape, molestation, or any unwelcome sex advances. The vulnerability of youth to sexual abuse is heightened by factors such as socioeconomic challenges and inadequate protective measures. Cases of human trafficking for sexual exploitation also highlights the severe risk faced by young individuals. Legal frameworks aim to address these crimes, but challenges remain in ensuring that perpetrators are prosecuted effectively and that victims receive adequate support. Cyber harassment. This is an increasing pervasive issue in the digital age. This form of harassment involves the use of technology to bully, intimidate, and exploit youth. It includes cyberbullying, online stalking, and the distribution of harmful content. The anonymity of the internet makes it easier for offenders to target young people, often leading to severe emotional distress and isolation. Addressing cyber harassment requires a collaborative effort between law enforcement agencies, technology companies, and educators to create safe online environments and provide appropriate support for victims. Role of police in youth protection. In the pursuit of safeguarding the youth from abuse and harassment, the role of police is both critical and multifaceted. Police force must be proactive, collaborative, and responsive to unique needs and vulnerabilities of young people through the following approaches. 1. Proactive policing strategies. Proactive policing strategies are fundamental to ensuring youth protection. To this end, police departments can implement community policing initiatives that foster trust and open lines of communication between law enforcement and the youth by establishing dedicated youth desks within police stations. Young people are provided with safe and accessible space to report incidents of abuse and harassment. These desks serve as specialized units where officers trained in youth-related issues can handle cases within the necessary sensitivity and understanding, ensuring that victims feel heard and supported. 2. Collaboration with stakeholders. Collaboration with stakeholders is another cornerstone of effective youth protection. The police must work closely with schools, non-governmental organizations, NGOs, religious institutions, and community leaders. These partnerships are crucial in creating a comprehensive support network that can address youth abuse and harassment from multiple angles. Schools, for instance, should have a vital points for early intervention, where police can engage in educational outreach programs, NGOs and community organizations can offer additional resources and support staff, while religion and community leaders can help with spreading awareness and encouraging reporting of abuses. 3. Law enforcement and justice. Law enforcement and justice play a significant role in ensuring that perpetrators of abuse are held accountable. The police must enforce laws designed to protect youth, such as those against physical violence, sexual exploitation, and cyber harassment. Swift and transparent handling of these cases not only ensure justice for victims, but also act as a deterrent to potential offenders by maintaining a rigorous and fair approach to law enforcement. The people can reinforce their commitment to upholding the rights and safety of young people. Prevention and education, safeguarding youth from abuse and harassment. To effectively tackle the issues of youth abuse and harassment, prevention and education must be at the forefront of our efforts. Proactive measures in these areas can significantly reduce the incidence of abuse and equip young people with knowledge and skills to protect themselves and others. Awareness and campaign. Awareness and campaigns are crucial in informing both youth and their families about the various forms of abuse and harassment by launching state-wide campaigns. We can disseminate vital information through multiple channels such as social media, radio, television, and community events. These campaigns should not only highlight the dangers and signs of abuse, but also provide clear guidelines on how to report and seek help, utilizing engaging content and relatable messages. We ensure that the information reaches and resonates with a broad audience, including those who might otherwise remain unaware of risk and available resources. Training and capacity building. Training and capacity building for law enforcement officers and other stakeholders is essential in creating a knowledgeable and responsive support system for youth. Police officers must receive continuous training on how to handle cases of abuse and harassment with sensitivity and professionalism. The training should cover understanding the psychological impact of abuse, effective communication with young victims, and the legal framework surrounding youth protection. Additionally, workshops and seminars for educators, parents, and community leaders can further strengthen their ability to identify and address issues of abuse and harassment within the spheres of influence. Implementing school programs. Launching school programs represents a direct approach to prevention by integrating education into the daily lives of young people. Schools should implement comprehensive programs that address the risk of abuse and harassment, providing students with essential knowledge on personal safety, respectful behavior, and recognizing unhealthy relationships. Educational materials and activities can include role-playing scenarios, discussions on consent and boundaries, and information on how to assess health. Furthermore, establishing counseling services and support groups within schools ensure that students have a safe space to discuss. Call to action. I will sum it up. Call to action. As we conclude our discussion on the urgent issue of youth protection, abuse, and harassment, it is imperative that we move from awareness to action. The safety and well-being of our youth must become a collective priority, including every sector of society, government, law enforcement agencies, community organizations, families, and youth themselves. Firstly, we call on our communities to actively participate in safeguarding our people, especially our young ones. It is crucial for every member of our society to remain vigilant and report any suspected cases of abuse or harassment to the police. Whether it is a neighbor, a teacher, or a friend, we all have a role in noticing and addressing signs of distress among our youth. Reporting mechanisms must be accessible and confidential, allowing individuals to come forward with fear of retaliation or stigma. Every report, no matter how small, can be a crucial step in preventing further harm. Parents and guardians have a pivotal role in this mission. It is essential to foster open communication channels with our young people, creating an environment where they feel safe to share their concerns, educating them about their rights and risks they face, and the avenues available for them or those seeking help, empower them to protect themselves and seek assistance when needed. Conclusion. It is crucial to reaffirm our collective commitment to safeguarding the rights and well-being of our youth. The issues of abuse and harassment are not merely legal challenges, but profound moral responsibility and demand our concerted efforts as we move forward. It is imperative that we adopt a multidimensional approach, including promoting awareness and education among youth, fostering community involvement in proactive efforts, encouraging reporting and transparency, enhancing support for victims, and continuous training for law enforcement and other police is crucial and effective response. In the fight against youth abuse and harassment, it's a shared responsibility. It requires the dedication of every individual, organization, and institution. As the Commissioner of Police Lagos State, I am committed to leading by example, ensuring that our strategies are not just planned, but actionable commitments that lead to real change. Let us all take the knowledge and insights gained today and channel them into practical action that protect our youth and uphold their dignity. Together, we can build a safer, more supportive environment where every young person can thrive without fear of harassment. Thank you for your attention and dedication to this crucial issue.
There are reports to the executive of the honorable with commissioner of states. Assistant commissioner of my district was when you take the of protection of our groups. And my chairman said there are some you do an agenda to work on already with the presentation of the commission of police. I think you are having the way out on how to do our group days. And then guys having the commission of police, we even have a certain level that will help us to affect the government and they have the ministry to execute it. Thank you very much. Assistant Commissioner of Police. That's a lot of remember. My discipline was you still is just responsibility, but I'm being sad. Because the Commissioner of Police was also delivered, that's why we give the opportunity to be by stage. And we want to listen because of the security meeting that's ongoing at the Lagos Command. My call on the politician, you need to provide it to come on with their words. Why did this government join the session for such I want to be Commissioner of Police and to yourself attending. Thank you, my sir. I used to be a boss.
For those who listen to that lecture, nothing can be more comprehensive than that. He went into all aspects, the definition, the various types of harassment and abuse, especially the cyber abuse and the online bullying. There was a call to action, both for the police and community. Everyone involved, and also the Commissioner of Police also played his own part on it. Thank you very much for representing Commissioner of Police. You could see us talking each other there. Very small world. Very small world. The Commissioner of Police himself has worked in some water, and he also where so it's a very small world, just like some. And I'm particularly pleased to be the one with this presentation to the Commissioner of Police. This is from Rotary District 9111 Award of Appreciation presented to the Nigerian Police Lagos State Command for being among the discussants at the 911 Youth Protection Seminar dated today, 20th August 2024. Signed by Mr. Chairman of the also comes the certificate of attendance, certificate of participation.
Please do not very concerned about the SEC. Anybody who wants to press us, if you have any. Are you ready to answer for the Commissioner of Police? Anybody else? Yes. None of the panels, That's what I'm escape from some text. Why here? We will see the purpose of the populating of the ability. This yeah, so we are sorry. This sometimes I mean your paper delivery, but public research is just evidence.
Good afternoon. I must thank the committee, this committee, for giving me the opportunity. Well, I don't have to speak on my paper, but you can just put it title, because my job is so easy. Anytime I deliver lectures, personality, I always want to deliver lecture at home or even with other lecturers. I always want the discussion so that we can just set the ball rolling. So I have to not speak to my paper, but my paper will be with the committee. I'm going to be the president of Character Before Career Initiative. I don't do anything other than talking to you. But the most important thing that I want us to start is that we adults, we are already like driving, which is possible to bed. And so that's why I love talking to the youth, simply because the youth are like wet clay, where you can make an impression on them, and that impression can last. Am I communicating? I'm asking why I'm communicating, because you see, he said you have communication. Some of us parents, we believe that as parents, we talk to our children anyhow. That's why they deliver lecture somewhere about 58 points. What you should never say to your kids. Some of us, we believe that we are parents, and so we can talk anyhow about kids. There are some things parents should never say to their kids. Not only that, you find out that the information is different from communication. We don't know that. I'm not going to expose that because it's constant out here. I'm not setting the ball rolling, and that's why I'm not talking to my people. Also, I want you to know that the most important thing you can do for your children is always to carry them along on whatever you are doing. But it is important that let us know that the children are our future. They are not only our future, but we should take them seriously. Now, about 3 weeks ago, there's one grammar school at Maroshan. They call it some grammar school. I don't know whether you saw it on the WhatsApp. Some students beat their teacher to come. They are still in, the teacher is still in the hospital now. One day, because the teacher did not allow them to still do the exam. They beat the teacher. You saw this, thank you. They beat their teacher to school. The teacher is still in the hospital now because he didn't allow them to steal, to cheat the exam. Those are students. Also, it gives me concern that majority of us adults. I remember I've never worked in government established in my life except during my NYSC. And I see people participant to the many years. Majority of our politicians, majority of our big men, they will steal public funds. And when they steal these public funds, they will set up organization. But when they set up this organization, they want honest people. to work in that organization. It's an aberration. Let me repeat myself. Some people will work in public establishments. They receive public funds. They will establish organization, and yet they will want honestly to work in the organization. I'm just opening our discussion. Also, I want you to know that the most important thing that as we press forward, making our lives better, trying to do many things, it is good for us that we should be able to carry youth along because they are our future. Many social life and character buildings, because when you look at it, I'm the president of character for what do we do here? There are 3 currencies of life. How many did I say? 3 currencies of life. The number 1 is character. Number 2 is competence. And number 3 is contact, which is what? Relationship. That is contact. Let me repeat myself. Please, once I have 3 minutes for just let me know. I'm not speaking to my people. So I said there are 3 currencies of life to be successful. Number 1, character. Whether you feel you don't break, those 3 things, they are constants. Number 1, what that one is? Character. Number 2 is what? Competence. That is, know what you are doing. Whether you your vocation, whatever you are doing, make sure you know it very well. Number 3 is what? Contact between God and people. When I say people, when I say they are talking of generic, the most important thing that if you don't have good relationship, you cannot make it. But the question is, what sort of relationship do we have with our children? And why do we have that character before career initiative comes to 3 C's, which are said, contact, character, and competence. The most important thing is what? Challenge, number 1. Because when we have PhD degree, when we have which we are going to talk without whether go to school. I hope if some degree are going to get PSC, MSc, PhD, RRN, LLM, RI, don't get that. But the most important thing which I want to tell that we go to schools, we don't teach people challenges they face in life. We teach them biology, chemistry, economy, and other things we can talk about. But we don't teach them what challenges of life. So that they can have everything. When challenges come, can they face those challenges? So that's why you have people in creating the produce society, many things with that. So those are the things I want us to discuss today. Because we are what primary character models. We are talking about 6 primary character models. We have parents, we have NGOs like the Notary is doing, we have the communities, we have the NGOs, so many of them, we have institutions, we have primary character models. That's why we want this community for this. Because the question is, we are talking about 55% of our youth out of our population. I hope you know that. Because when you look at UNESCO definition of youth, it's already between 15 and I think about 27 or 30. So I just thank you for this opportunity. But before I round up, the most important thing I want you to know is that I don't know, there's no need to get in because we don't have it here. Why I'm interested in Notary is that it's because of their 4-way test. What is that their 4-way test? We said, we seem to be truth. We see that more. We see that all we bring a better friendship, and we need the beneficial of all concerned. That is the bedrock of good character. Once you are able to answer those questions, you are able to examine yourself. There is no way whether people pray for God. Majority of people are successful concerning money. Many people are rich in money, but that is more than that. The question about life is what smile are you able to put on people's faces? So without wasting any time, I just want to round up. But before I round up, I want you to know that the most important thing in life is that if you want to change attitude, please, we need to talk to our leaders, Christopher Dad. He said, if you want to change attitude, please involve the what? Involve the young. We elders, we are like dry fish. Which are impossible to what? To bed. We are adults. We are very impossible to bed. But as I've said at the beginning, please, let's talk to our youth. The most important thing is, why am I using we are permanent character models, the government, the community, religious bodies, and others. We are there. But the most important we to do, what are we to do? Teach good people good character, help those around you, and improve the avenues for progress. So without president, let me go straight to my point. As I've said, people will see public funds, they will set up organization, and we will work honestly with them. Then also, please, let us know that there are many wives of character education. We need to educate the majority of what we educate people in mind and not in morals. As I've said the other time, we have to BDS and everything. We are just educating people in mind. We are not educating them in what? In morals. It's important. Then, character development is the goal of education. But today, because of my character, it's many professors. I hope you're getting me. I think that they are professors of education, they are not professors of morals. When you interact with some professors in higher education, the way they become, they don't want to exist a PhD with that because they just have any degree, they don't have anything like morals. Now, let me run on by just talking about the role of education protection by youth. We have physical protection. When a child is morally sound, they will be able to separate their youth from harm, abuse, or arbitration. There is emotional protection. When you have good character, you will be supported mentally, emotionally, and mentally. Psychological protection. When you have good character, you will be encouraged for healthy relationship, self-esteem. Because when you have good character, you will be able to open up anytime. The self-esteem is there. But when you are having something, when the character is not there, automatically you will not be able to do. There is also digital protection. When you are educating people online safety, how do you go about educating people online? But when you have character, you will not big and where they are not supposed to go. And also, please, there's legal protection. You must ensure the good rights, advocating for policy changes. Because what I find out that it is not the resources that the nation has that made that country great, but it is the decision people made about those resources. That's why the majority of our leaders, we have crisis. But I pray our coming generation will solve it for us in Jesus' name. And also environmental protection. They will be able to promote sustainable practices, outdoor education, and community protection. So let me run up, because when the police was going the other time in self-protection, let me also come. Let me remind we primary character holders, which means I'm talking to our people because we are going to carry the message to our youth. Let me remind about that the friend of a rich man may not necessarily be a rich man. Let me repeat myself. The friend of a rich man may not necessarily be what? A rich man. But the friend of a thief will definitely be a what? Now, what about did I say that? Fame is a paper. Popularity is an accident. Riches take wings and fly. Those who cheer today may cost tomorrow. But there's one thing that endures. That is what? Character. So, since talent is a gift and character is a choice, please, let's make choice and let us know how we address our youth. I thank you once again for this opportunity. It will be remembered on this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your last statement, sir. You said character is a gift. Okay? Talent is a gift. That talent is a choice.
Right choice.
Because your talent is a gifted person. I will still want to be prepared as the high table. So to say talent is a gift and character is a choice. So that talent of yours is still needed for 20 minutes with our instructor. Especially I want to recognize our welcome class assistant of the the chairperson for this 2025. And I think we also recognize and welcome my zonal coordinator, Pat assistant of Papa Ola. You're welcome to. Thank you very much. Mr. Ruben, to the item. We have just 20 minutes to run this program up. I will appreciate your patience and endurance. In 20 minutes, we're going to run it up. And I want to start with my brother, my leader, my benefactor. I want to use that words. You say, Honorable Science, Honorable Member of Lagos State Assembly, fundamental time for everything else to do with youth and the progress of the community. You will help me on the I use people that. Most kindly appreciated. Honorable Science, we are sorry for taking much of the time. We are not going to the reasons why we are all here. The exposition of human protection and abuse and aspects. My honorable members, in 20 minutes, I want an interactive discussion among our discussants. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, let me stand on well-established protocol because I'm not making it easy to discuss that. The theme of this seminar is exposition of the protection and capacity. And according to what the representative of the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, he has given a comprehensive and well-thought start lecture, which to my own view encompasses everything that is affecting the youth of this society at this very point in time. But I cannot see this claim from his lecture. He made mention of arrest, police activeness, police making things, making that. It not break us law. You can arrest a man that is raping and underage. You can arrest someone who abuse, whether through online abuse or school abuse, emotional abuse, character abuse. But when do you take that much? Even by the time it's being arrested, what type of punishment is expected from the offender that has been committed at initial? I think that is where it makes it up. As a parliamentarian, as someone who has been elected to represent the people on all facets of life, whether social, environmental, everything, we as Africa, we have a lot of justice. And I think we are the first parliament in Africa, due to our proactivity, to have enacted a law, Child Rights Act Law of 2007, Child Rights Act Law of 2015, to have an agency that is Child Rights Safeguarding Protection Agency here in Lagos State. And the schedule was the well-actions we did. Whenever there is the case of rape in our schools, you see most of our judges, you see the police going to court, social media, making comments, which I don't want because most of those was in court. It really ends to. You cannot arrest if you don't have where you are taking them to. And you cannot correct the evils affecting the society if you do not have a political measure that will serve as deterrent. You can see the police talk of arrest, that making recourse to the extant law of the land. And I want us to digress from that. But when my daddy was speaking, he talked about politicians and foreign public establishing God, expecting people of good character and culture to come and work in such a situation. I think a parochial that we are taught, and that is why most of us are not getting it right at the expected time. Before I joined politics, I rose to the position of the chief operating officer of the banks. During my campaign, it was the bank that I left and bankrolled my pay because of what he said, character and networking competence. They believe that people like this are don't. That means society. From that perspective, now you walk into an organization. I'm just here in the House of Assembly. Permanent secretaries are there for more than 25 years. Who and pay the statistics of all the criminals in the of the day. All by civil staff. A politician will leave office today and all of the become a man financially. Because as you are seeing it, that's the way you are collecting it. I traveled to UK recently and I think the half of representing market. But the politicians are not asking me to come and buy the market. They are not expecting me to come and bring rice. But because we forgot the fundamentals of morals and characters, and you guys I am success of this society. It is this society that gave back to me, that trained me, that nurtured me. So I cannot give one society not support to society. If I'm making noise, it has to do with my character, it has to do with my exposure. Let's not come back to the issue of the rules. Lagos State House of Assembly are clever to active from time to time. The amending law, we have a law that protects all this, and which, as Assistant Commissioner of Police has said, we are proactively using the framework of the lawmaking in reshaping the abuse, the harassment, and to protect child rights as policy as it is enshrined by the nation. And we, as it states, even the state government has even created an agency. We people have two. We have child, we have adult child abuse, domestic violence agency, and we have the law. Are you getting it? If you know that you are abused, if you know that are you getting it? We in Lagos State have a law agency that is capable, and it is not the first time, it is not the second time. Even our own teachers were able to trial, and most of them are able. And I think that is what is expected of a state that is proactive, that is working to register the interest of the people. So I just want quickly to add that to what the Commissioner of Police to say.
One thing I have to just about you see that in my paper, and God is on it's already in the slides. I didn't mention politician. I said people is steal money. And they will set up organizations. So I'm not mentioning politicians. People is steal money. What people scared now, when I start also,
Gentlemen and ladies, good afternoon. I want to speak from the point of youth development. I'm from Ministry of Youth and Social Development. I'm Director of Development in Lagos State. My name is Akabu Mati, standing in for the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Social Development in person of Honorable Obolaji Ogunlende Abubakar. Yes, other speakers have talked extensively on abuse and harassment, reputation. Yes, I want to talk to us here because, like Honorable said the other time, in Lagos State, we have laws, we have policies. The essence of our being here is to reorientate us, enlighten us, because we are already enlightened. We are here to remind ourselves of our responsibility. Take it or you leave it. Each and every one of the sitting here are guilty when it comes to abuse and harassment. We are doing this, we might not know one way or the other. The mother here, the father here, boss here, we are abusing, we are harassing one way or the other. Take it or you leave it. As a father, you know how you talk to your wife. The child, your children are watching. As a mother, you know how you respond. And you know how you treat your children. As a father, as a mother, when last have we visited our children in school, when they are at school? Despite the fact that we take them to school, do we take time to visit them in school when it's going on? Do we care to find out repair them around it? Do we? So one way or the other, we are guilty. Yes, this Lagos and Lagos the main Nigeria. The population of Lagos is going at alarming rates on a daily basis. By counting, 56% of the population of Lagos are youth. Lagos is youth populated. That is one. Secondly, the Constitution of Nigeria says youth age is between 18 and 35. But the peculiarity of Lagos, with our policy, we call it Lagos State Youth Policy, we categorize our youth as being between the ages of 15 to 35. And the ministry, with the help of House of Assembly and Mr. Governor, have developed policies to develop and to protect the youth of Lagos through different programs and occasions on a daily basis. Just yesterday, Lagos commenced its International Day celebration. Nationwide, the day is marked on 12th of August. But in Lagos, because we value our youth and we want to mold them to feel importance and to be able to face the threat of the time, we always celebrate our own with the week activities. We have different leadership programs to prepare our youth. But what I'm saying is that as a state, the government is doing its own part. The government alone cannot do it. More than we partner with credible organizations, just like Rotary. The Rotary cannot do it alone. We here, we are representing different communities. Apart from unbelonging to Rotary, we are leaders in our communities. We are leaders in our churches. We are leaders in our mosques. We are leaders in our organizations. What are we doing to educate and enlighten people under us on this abuse and harassment? Protection is both a negative and positive way. We all see protection as being positive every time. At times, what that do, what mommy do in form of protection is negative to the future of these young ones, which you don't know. So on this note, as representative of the ministry, I just want to join us to be ambassador. Whatever we take here, do not give us here. We take it back to our different communities. Let be an educator. Let us be an enlightener. Let us be an ambassador of good faith. Whatever we learn here, please take it back to your immediate family and your extended family. Be an ambassador of good values. The values are eroding day in day out. We must be our brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Well, let me first of all say great Rotarians that are here. The great Rotarians that are here, most especially the chairman committee of this very occasion, Titi Lion, Titi Lopez, other people, a woman like a man who has much passion for youth. Honestly, I want to give it to you as chairman of this committee and honor with all the committee members for putting on this very program at this very apt time that Nigeria needs. We are great protection leader. Honestly, thank you very much together with your committee member. You can have a seat. Let me also recognize the presence of the honorable member of Lagos State, my brother, my honorable, who just spoke right away and trying to let us understand what politicians are all about. When our father here says something here that all of us, some of us will steal government funds, quote unquote, not a politician, but I love the daddy responded back. You are 1,000, daddy, we believe you are here in the house and you will continue to lead us well. I also want to recognize my director from Lagos State, from the department, from the Ministry of Youth and Development, which spoke extensively on about youth. Gentlemen of the press, don't let me forget the past president of this very Rotary, and I would also like to recognize the extension of the first governor of this 911 district Brigadier Dr. Wally Kukobi. Please can we give a hand for the instruction? Gentlemen of the bride, ladies and gentlemen, of course, my viewers and team. I would like to bring the fraternity of my honorable state officer for education, science and technology, who was working as a professor of mathematics and Google University, Professor Aribabu Abayomi Adonati. Absent today because of his time schedule with His Excellency Prince Dabo Abiodun, and this honorable man asked me to place time for him as he do things about the protection, especially on the area of abuse. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand because I want a teacher before I become a director of the school sports in the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. All of us we will discuss today is about our youth, and which I believe that this youth will have a future of tomorrow. We have the future of this great country, Nigeria. We have the future of this very country. Because we got it wrong. Our prosperity will judge all of us. If you don't do it properly. The government, who is a council member, who is a member of charity, the government, and somebody, his children, is one of the police members in any one of the society. I want to ask this house, tell me, if the son is being arrested, are we going to blame that son, or are we going to blame the father that already a member of a secret church? Don't you know, whatever we are doing right today, those children, they are looking at us. And what they don't have, you can never give it out. I would like to speak mostly about education, because as an educationist and the director of education, I'm not just trying so much. Because giving education from our youth is a great opportunity for those people that are here. It's not studying is not about so many people. It's about few people that I want to do from this program. And I congratulate them. I am proud of them. And I'm very sure that you are going to let the laws, because learning is a permanent in the world, which will not as a result of practice and experiences. The youth of today, in the past, many of us today, we went to the private secondary school. Myself, I went to CMS primary school because I don't know to but in area we find ourselves today, we are doing well. We went to the private school, yes, but we are doing well today. But many parents today, We are taking ourselves to the for treatment. What hours here? I said, many others will come to me. And that is what is all of us have seen to do in this country until all of us will know that we are the people of Nigeria. The destiny of this country is with all the works and your always circumstances will never determine any destiny for any one of us. And we have to stay for like I said, my son, I went to this public school, but then I went to the television, what are the achievements at the private university, at the private secondary school level to the work of the governments? We have to start from the scratch and we want to get into her. But we have 300 years. It's down at the just like what President Kennedy in a city, there are not even ask what's
It's a long time.
it is not time for to look at ourselves. What's we do for this country? Because for this country, for this country, and as I stand as the Honorable State Commissioner of Education, Science and Technology, I want to all the things that we are wanting our history, all of us here, and if the right word, the next generation that are coming behind us, they will get more lost because what we have is what we know. What we are all. Let's case at this very junction. Thank you. God bless us all. There is a lot of publicity, and that is always the director of State School Sports, Minister of Education of the state. One thing is constant to everybody. One of our great leader, Kelly, and is a professor doctor. My senior and the woman of it. All right, yes, I'm not disappointed because I'm enjoying Rosie. It's one of the people I saw and related. And it's like a woman too. Can you join me here for me? I said, this is one day. Also, I want to recognize past president Sadiq Adebisi for what he was doing. He was a good president. I don't know why the program was fundraising. The university president of the program of the university president of the program of Ajay wrote a lot of program and there was a lot of press network. So, I want to recognize past president for example, is successful one. Yes, plus in 5 minutes, we will be handing off. Like that's like it's not like we said. Today's meeting is not a symposium. It is a seminar for stakeholders.
The most is coming up for the schools. What we're doing today is just to address the presidents, the youth and chairs of different clubs and all clubs. So that we are all in the same way in making sure that our youth is well protected from abuse and harassment. I want to thank the honorable member of the National Assembly and other residents here. Thank you very much for the time. Please, I want to welcome Christmas, remarks, or feelings from everybody, please. Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rotimi, and it's really morning. Please, I want to ask a question, but before that, traditionally, we call it discipline. Westernly, they call it bullying. I'm a teacher, so I am exposed to youth. I am exposed to teenagers. I know because I really understood all what has been said today. I noticed that discipline are no more allowed in school, in society, and it is a great effect, negative effect on the youth, the teenagers, and the world. Which other way can discipline be incorporated into the youth? Thank you.
Thank you very much. This will be okay. Other than let's do that. Okay, I will allow you to do this for 1 minute.
So to know that, I remember when I was growing up, whenever we go to the mass, and my mother would want me to go, when we get to that, don't. But when we get to that mass, the tantalizing something of the tantalizer to go on, I will be looking at it as I want to eat. But my money will use certain body language. You know what I mean, parents know what I mean. It's not of home. But the body language is not equal allow me to see I don't do that. If I read things, that's great. So what I'm trying to say that a lot of us parents, we teach our parents out of telling them what they are doing. When you want to discipline them, teach them know what you don't say. Let them know why you are disciplining them. Like now, somebody said from the back right here. And the second you are bringing that here, put it under the clothes, don't let them see it. And and generally the time allows that the right to do that and we are using that. So what I'm trying to say is that if we be able to know that they are completely not necessarily fully, they are spoken language or they are making it to complete. That's my opinion.
Thank you very much. I think the way to address that, we imply Western culture and exposure to internet has really influenced us tremendously. And we as Africans, even if we want to go politically, you say, the devil's mind, if you try and chase away the devil's mind with the state, and the approach that is lacking in Nigeria today. We are Africans, we are not European. And when we are growing up in our school, corporal punishment is being served to any student. I want to cite myself as an example. When I was growing up, I went to my brother's school and I packed all their books inside my books, and then it was free of it was not for sale, getting on those books. So at the time of the school, we were written on the books. So when I got home, my father will always check my books so that he want to take me for assignments or whatever thing I have to do in school. We now found out that I packed someone else into my bag. As a 7-year-old boy, I was punished from 5 p.m. the following morning. And my father now marched me to that school. He now requested that any mistress of that school pick me up and sign me as an example. that I was part of those who normally come to the school to come and stay there. I was chastised. I was harassed, but I did not do. And right from that day, doing something that is not my own, it will feel as if I have that image of that. That's everywhere I got back. I was audited by forensic international experts. They didn't find anything. So I think we are missing it. If we are Africans, things are together Africans. They know our culture. You see all these issues of don't when they don't that cannot be. Look at what just said. Very school, students and if the teacher was too poor, is that African culture? Yeah, right? No. And if you continue, even those people that will copy their culture, they are reverting back to what we neglected. They are taking it up. In UK, you can get one top for time. So when your child is growing up, what you think that send them back to Nigeria? For what? My mom think about the company and down. She could scare on that down. You know, he said something now. He said, develop the insights. He said, develop the place. And the character. It is when you develop, when they want to give us a certificate in school, in university, they say this degree awarded in character and in learning. But now it's only in learning that we are awarded. The character is not there. And when the character is not there, we don't get a full representation of a society that will truly start.
Thank you so much. I think I want to look at it from 3 angles: the parent, teacher, and the government. Yes, no more value. You don't have your project. But it's not the kind of like I said the other time. You are the mother. How do you respond to what your husband is in the presence of your children? You are the father. How do you talk to your wife in the presence of your children? Yes. I think we need to go back. We need to go back. The family values total. The father and the mother need to together and examine themselves. That is one. Then the teacher. What's the quality of teachers that we are going to get now? You can't teach what you don't have. That is just it. Go to some schools, see if you tell me the teacher in that school, you will be surprised. What does that person have to give? So the teacher too need to examine themselves. That's number 2. Then to say they are not going to give again, I think government is trying. Our sorry, I want to speak over. Our flash to cash. Government is trying. We are trying. But we are not encouraging the government to do that. So
Thank you so much. Because it's a very challenging question. The sister asked that question. Thank you so much. Great teacher. You are the connections and the members of the government. I love you so much. Honestly, government is not trying. We are failed. Because when I was in school, we are disciplined. We will do something like this. I love French, and because they are good at that's complex now. the teacher then I wanted to very much help and the lost situation as a result of this. It's affecting the school system and it's affecting the system and it's a violation to the system. That is why we see questioning of my own just the system in our head. Understand is the limits as far as concerned. One thing for children and they were moving on the money. That system that will come to the so many systems will come to the one is still not there. That is why the children are going to school now. And the invention of it's like a slave. That's not how you come back to the story. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it's getting interesting. Very, very interesting now. Interesting at the article section. I'm going to entertain those three more questions. Okay. Step Madam, step start the step out. By start, I'm going to there is God's responsibility downstairs too. And I will let your presence. My sister is to step out. Step out. We want to step out. My supervisor, just in 5 minutes will be done, sir. In 5 minutes. I recognize the videos are like but this is a thing. Very much. My question is not really a question, but my observation. In recent years, there have been more concentration on guest side at the detriment of boys side. And at the end of the day, those guests, those are guests that are country, all opportunities are possible. Yes. In the tech industry, in all industry, you see guest side. Trading guest side. While we are neglecting the boys side. If this guy grows up, going to marry someone. And the one we are neglecting now are the one that is married. So I don't advise all sectors with children and child care to also channel more efforts or trainings with boys side. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to be here. I am with you. I'm going to want to be highly on from the Rotary Club of Hobby Joint. So first, I want to say that I appreciate from go ahead. Okay. First, I want to acknowledge the stakeholders that are here today to say thank you for being here to begin. I recognize it's important for stakeholders to be together to achieve the positive change and transformation that we're looking for. I want to say, however, that I observed that we seem to have, in conversation that we're talking about how somebody is to blame for something. I think that we have a culture of blame, not a culture of ownership, not a culture of personal responsibility. Now, these two things are hinged on leadership. Rotary today is having a program to and I'm very good for that. The International Youth Day, usually August 4th, somebody mentioned that. Rotary has a Youth Day celebration, sometimes with baby. Now, it's amazing that something as critical as the Youth Day is not, nobody really knows about it. So, and what West advocacy in all of it, it's nationwide, but it's just on a piece of paper. If it were another holiday, for instance, I'm not saying that it has to be but I'm saying advocacy is so strong, orientation to be so strong that everybody is aware. If truly the youth occupy such a critical role in nation building, in economy, in humanity, and I wonder why that is not something that lobbying and leadership across the land are taking seriously. So, like I said, not a question per se, but like a challenge or an urge of sorts to take to us. All the time point the finger at other people and what other fingers are pointed at us. So it's about time that we take personal responsibility for our roles, how the nation has turned out. Thank you. Actually, the university student, example that only but questions and thoughts and just like a strong position of the youth that we're talking about where we're moving on things from secondary schools and some other things that how that affected us and if we are not what about culture that what become ground culture. I don't think that I don't see why I'm still making money because I was contributing in a couple of cases in the area of child development students to agree or maybe the words that we said how it affected that person, listening to the person, sometimes attempted suicide. So I just felt that instead of looking at just looking at this possibility, why are we not looking at the type of teachers or the type of things that the mental welfare, physical welfare of the student, what and what they are lacking, and again, how to correct those that are very affected by negative impressions given. So I want to use this opportunity. I'm a teacher. I work with the Lagos State Commission of Education. And I want to commend Lagos State because every Friday in all schools in Lagos, all the students are being tutored on child abuse, drug abuse, so many things, even peer pressure, so many things, so many, even the rights of the child. Even my honorable honorable that is here, I have seen him in some schools. They have been to my school. That is the work of Lagos State concerning the youth, the beginning of the group, especially concerning the youth. Okay, I want to draw our attention to ourselves, we parents. Parents, our mother said something that they went to ask the mother said they shouldn't eat. Your child will do mostly of what you do than what you say. If the mother ate food in that plate, he will have that food. Because the mother didn't eat, that is why they didn't eat. So watch out what you do. You will have parents association meeting. Some parents will come to rest immorally. Rest mostly. And if you dress that way, I swear to you and I said to you, your child will dress same way. So we have the obligation to talk to ourselves. Do you know the people that abuse your children? Just a minute. You have the way you talk to your child in front of other people, you give them the opportunity to harass your child in front of you. And once you are not vigilant, people will abuse your children in front of your mouth, on your bed, in your house, your partner. Listen, your family members, your co-tenant, lesson teacher, neighbor, friends in school, hostel classmates, teacher, cousins, uncles, nieces, father, pastor, imams, fire master, confident, security guard, mate, co-driver, even your own family driver will abuse your children. Money spread,
Stranger, they will abuse your children under your own nose. Your own land. But we have been teaching. I am part of the councillors, district councillors, because every local government in Lagos State have district councillors. That is Lagos State. They have district councillors because schools to engage children on how to recognize themselves, because they will always be around your children, giving them money, that is giving them so many accolades. They will volunteer to take care of your children when you have an appointment. They will volunteer without you asking them. You are of such people. Whether you love brother or sister, anything can happen at any time. And they will treating your child, telling your child, your mommy will not like you again. Your daddy will not like you again. Then everybody will hate you and abuse you. You will die. I will kill you if you tell anyone. You might make a mark on your child. And this is not what I think, okay, for a problem. You need to protect your child so that they will be aware that there are demonic people around them. Every child needs to be protected. Thank you very much.
So you made mention of killing. Actually, I attended a public secondary school, and I do regret some of this way our teacher back then. He repeats us to an extent that some students think, some students like this, they are nothing to write about. But the recent years that some of these children have become so much, they will do something. Do you know their mindset? They laugh him. They don't get him. So that's why they are the person I don't do by the gun. I just want to stop him. So I think another ways we can incorporate care these children apart from care. Because it's okay. Some children don't care. They say last, quickly, and not be out. Thank
you so much. First, I want to commend the Lagos State government that in terms of the youth protection, part of what I personally observed that they are doing much time around is preventing way of coping for example, they will be able to come up with a lot of sport development around the states, establishing mini stadiums and the likes to a lot of communities where such program can address youth restiveness, and at the same time vocational training as well. All these ones are preventive measures that will prevent them from going to such youth habits. Then the next thing I also want to dwell into is what I think the gathering has not talked about in the beginning of in terms of the youth protection, about the disabilities, I think youth, according to the age brackets, they are more in the labor world, and there is this labor abuse. There are a lot of labor abuse, and youth have been most vulnerable to these aspects. You will see a lot of industries today, a lot of these Indian industries, a lot of industries like that. They recruit youths, young people. They take them to industry. They will work. Some people work for like 6 months. They will tell them they are only getting 6 months salary, and they have nowhere to go. Some of them, during this work, they will be exposed to a lot of hazards. Some of them really got their hands covered, and at the end of the day, no compensation, nothing to address such. You know, it is an abuse to the youth, and I feel there should be a kind of gathering or forum that will discuss this much, because the Lagos State government, they've done a lot about this, but we lack the knowledge. There is this public defenders that you can go and get legal assistance. There are a lot of other forums that's where you can address your rights as youth. So I think with this, we can educate our youth more, that some of their rights that they have that can be addressed through what government have put in place. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. All the spoken excellently well. All the spoken excellently well. We will not want to take time to job necessarily because I will believe all of the part of that facility will be done back to for duty. And here we are at the executive vice chairman of the local government, who is also having an assignment to represent the chairman of the local government. I don't actually we came back to our Peter, so I've been going to stop on this. We want to come to the issue of God to quickly do an award presentation for our discussant. The honorable assembly of us. Oh, for the remarks. So this government is just essentially this remarks. I want to know the source president to give the remarks. Just want to take the remarks now. Pastor is there, and please. What's hold on.
Good afternoon, my name is Governor. My partner is Governor. Chair. The court team, our esteemed guests, parliamentarians, yes, and friends. One way or the other, as adults, we're all involved, and we have a stake in the lives of our youth. And that is why we are here today. Even though we have youth opportunity, Arakan youth, and some also protect youth. But we know that the majority of this terrible menace in our world comes from adults, especially adults that are friends, family, and friends, and even family of the families of those who are being abused. Do we agree? This seminar was put together to explain the enlightenment of further. It's not like we don't know what the people are or harassments are, but our speaker, our DG, the female speaker, the person who address, Mr. Leon, and then Mr. Content, has shared further light on all of the needs to go together. And we have been enlightened so far further from what we know. And this morning has been a time well spent, and I hope it has been both worthwhile. You know that I just say that we have good challenges in this area in our society, and therefore we call upon everyone that is here that support us and collaborate with us in the different areas of influence. Whether you're a teacher, whether you're a parent, whether you're a government official, in the youth sector, in the force, in the law enforcement area, as NGOs, as Rotarians, it's the habit of which to cater for youth as our teachers said earlier. We hold youth very, 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 very highly in our esteem. They're highly esteemed because we want to ensure that our future leaders are protected and well protected. Therefore, we enjoy you the protection and the safety of our youth, our future leaders, the backbone of our nation, like we heard them say. And those who hold the future of our culture are actually well catered for in the area of education. We thank you all for honoring us today, and we look forward to continued support in ensuring the protection of our youth, our future, and our sector. Thank you very much for your time. We'll go back and respect all that we have heard today. Thank you very much.
Praise the Lord of us. Thank you very much. As by the Sylvia Abdallah. Now there is so much for the committee on youth protection abuse aspect. When we recognize those online, those especially to who are listening, we are president of the son. And we can Daniela, I recognize you. If you I recognize you. I don't know online, you are all recognized. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you. Yes, that's one of the competition about the teaching of everybody your life. And Honorable Member, please, can you please step out to receive your award?
Well, before I make this award, I just want to pass a few comments. And the first one is to recognize somebody I have a lot of respect for. He's the past district governor. Somehow, this reorganization has put us apart. We are still together. He's from District 9112. Well regarded doctor as district governor. One we do not have been made its presentation. I'm so happy that you are here to honor them. I had to leave because I have but when I came in here, I was very, very interesting. I think something began to take out of here. It's somebody who said that we are now in a world of blaming others. I think very, very important. I don't know who said it. It's very important. We should own responsibility for what we do. And I can't take away. The other one is, I think the teacher that was mentioning people that abuse our children right now, or our approach. That list is very, very exhaustive and fearful. You mentioned virtually anybody and everybody around us. And I think it's important that we also take note of that our children are vulnerable and can be abused by anybody. Don't trust anybody around your children. I think it's important things that we need to take home. My PGs. I hope you don't mind to help us do it. Okay. A word of appreciation presented to Honorable Femi Said, member Lagos State House of Assembly, with your gratitude for being among them with your that's your local government. Now see this is what I said. Honor to have you here. And this award is given to you for being among the discussants at the District 9111 Youth Protection Center holding today, co-signed by District Governor and the Chair of the Committee, Past President, the University of Guadeloupe.
Well, I want to thank the coaching club, well, now I know what, and I want to thank the sponsors too, and I want to appreciate the use of me and also appreciate that always be thank you.
I'm still coming back on that too. My chair.
Well, it's a very big. The governor is also a man of high esteem. That I think to join him at this event. I traveled many miles. From now on, this seminar, I've been learned so much. More than students, and also the people who are in I've learned so much. Honestly, I never have learned. I was telling Mr. Aladdin, like I said, we work together in Shimodu. I just been here now, a few minutes ago. That even though they was that strong enough. People are not really aware of it. I'm only learning a lot of what people say. I never know this. And I'm not sure what really I'm together. We have to continue to help us. We have just had rather last week, we have to for 1 week. We talk that voluntarily. So we have to give partner with us because we also doing our business together. So we have our program and share members of the community, how the other communities plan and target to the beyond 14 hours because and the governor and the minister for
Well, I just want to point out that this man that is being given award is an old head of my school. And our motto is only the best. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. My discipline, yes. My parents can see I'm starting to change participant. That's the priority is a student of my own school. And the power is a student of my school.
Director.
Thank you very much for the brilliant discussion that we had from you today. We are making this presentation to Honorable Bolaji Ogunleye, who you have very well represented today. We are honoring for being among the discussants at the youth seminar, youth protection seminar that we have today. Please help us plan this one today for that wonderful for representatives, for sending you to represent them, and for you delivering such a wonderful discussion. Thank you. Your certificate of participation and this for this honorable Bolaji.
The representative of the Ministry of Education. Director is correct.
I wasn't surprised when Comrade was making, I think you are making a response to one of the questions. You really talk like a comrade with passion and with conviction. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that. This is your own certificate of participation. The plan for the Honorable Commissioner will be personally delivered to him. Very much.
My dear Mr. The members of the committee is a sponsored committee, and we are extending our reach beyond the district. And to sponsor the youth program in committee, we are backing up the program and others. And that is the why the groups of honorable members as champion, youth champion. And one of them is able to vice chairman. And Honorable Ajaba, Vice Chairman, please step up, sir.
For which very closely. For the honor of you being here, I want to make this presentation for you. With the permission and the authority of the district of North, now I present the evening I want to further report to the Advocate. The executive chair and the role of the position of your event support following inspection and field and harassment interaction communicating with and chair. Thank you.
I think the last we saw things that which was actually government and the states. That is that
I think we need to especially recognize you. Thank you very much for following the footsteps of Baba. Very soon want to see you as the governor of this state. Okay, I think the first step will be to bring you into roles. So we shall do a follow up to make sure that the court is obtained. Thank you very much.
Let's go. Let's go. I don't talk about that. I don't got that one. I don't think like that. I don't think that would you don't know that is another on your own, as the vice president of the government.
Who has been given honor this event, and not only certain other members like special duties. For women and youth, for women affairs and poverty alleviation, and I have the supervisor for youth and sports. So that's to show his commitments into planning and other. It's also noting and coming of what you mentioned that however just was nominated and I want to take up that manner. I want to assure you that the people definitely I will be communicating with. Thank you. Once a champion, always a champion. You have the unique privilege of being presented this award by a past district governor and the current district governor. Yes. Mr. Alade is actually representing the second assembly. That is Babatunde Soli Opera. But it's also a bit of participation is given to it today. Why we go to other parts of it to do the presentation of the award as a champion. I want to thank you for being here. And you can see that it's a very small world. We never knew that people would be here. And the study as a brother, that is what life is all about, a very small world. Thank you for coming. And we also look forward to the time you also go to New Zealand. Very soon. Okay.
But by this together, I want to use something. One of them was as immediately announced as a challenge. It was the one of the challenge. And not accidentally, incidentally, the person is the daughter of my Charles, the chairman of the committee. And that's why, yes, because I didn't want to stay longer than 50,000 as a champion. And she's very represented by the younger sister, who is the princess and the woman, very well.
That's leadership by example. That donation was made by the daughter of the chair committee, and she's also representing your sister to receive it. I think that that family is well back. That's well to the oh no. Paul Harris Fellow. Wow. He's the youngest Paul Harris Fellow. So congratulations. Yes. Take my PDG. Thank you, sir.
That is happening. Please call it to them as Mr.
And
yes, sir. Very, very good, sir.
So we can include information both there and also thank you very much for coming. Somebody here in the experience. I appreciate you. Not of this. Very interesting. Just thank you very much. Thank you very much. The chair will be giving the thanks. It is my pleasure to make this presentation, distinguished group champion award to Rotarian GJ Utule, that's the captain of my precinct, and the member of his club is taking his behalf.
Everybody, I would like to recognize the president of the Osman in this forum. Sorry, he has been seated, but because the discussants were already on and all, I couldn't do that. But let me use this opportunity, especially welcome him, appreciate him for taking very much. The member of Omole Building, Rotary Club of Omole Building. Thank you.
Well, I think what we can learn from all of this is that it takes a united hope to make our children protected. Once the husband and the wife all agree to do this, it becomes easy. So I want to thank you for giving one support to your wife for this committee work. You can imagine time it has taken you to get all of this. I also want to thank for supporting your husband because of this work. And we have a united group about children that are well protected.
I was privileged to witness this. So this is giving a good example which is successful family.
On behalf of the PTD and the committee chair, we want to say thank you very much for coming. Thank you for taking your time. We hope that we learned a couple of things that you can take back and act on. Thank you very much and have a good day. Now, can you help me?
Mọ́sá wo náà?
Yes,